That being said, let's jump over into that first story. We got this one from The Independent. Jane's revenge group appears to threaten violence if Supreme Court overturns Roe.
Oh.
A flyer is calling for an night of rage, I like how they put "an" night, in Washington, D.C. when the Supreme Court decision on Roe is handed down. I chose this source, The Independent, because they're like left-leaning. And I think it's funny that they're saying it appears they're threatening violence when they're outright saying, you told us you would riot. The militant abortion rights organization Jane's Revenge appears to be calling for a night of rage in the nation's capital should the Supreme Court, as is expected, overturn Roe v. Wade later this month. This is the organization that's already taken credit for the vandalism. And I'm not sure, did they take credit for the fire bombings, Seamus?
Let me look up that. Let me look that up.
So we've had now it's like 20 plus either pro-life politicians or pregnancy centers get vandalized, windows smashed out, and some were firebombed, more than one. This is the organization that's taking credit for some of these acts of terror. They're threatening more. You combine that with the showing up in front of the Supreme Court justices' homes. You combine that with the trying to take the life of a sitting Supreme Court justice. And I mean, we've just been watching extreme violence over the past several years. And I got to say, it really does feel like things are crazier than they've been in a very long time.
Yeah, 100%. I completely agree. I think that the worst part about this is it doesn't work. So all it does is dig people deeper into their own. Someone doesn't see that and go, oh, they're firebombing? Well, you know what? Now I'm on your side. No, nobody does that. It just creates more violence. It dehumanizes the other. It validates violence as a way of feeling good about your issue. If you're really upset about this, and I get if you are, I understand that viewpoint, then simply go to your state and have your state make sure that you can have legal and safe abortion in your state. That's the actual answer if you care so much.
But I'll counter with this.
Please.
Violence doesn't work in terms of trying to get support for your cause and win for your cause. But if you're trying to destabilize the country, to burn it down.
Yeah.
See, what happens is I've been doing a lot of reading about Bleeding Kansas. And that's, some people are comparing what's happening now to Bleeding Kansas. It was basically a statewide civil war in the territory of Kansas. It ended because the Civil War started. So it basically, from 1854 until 1861, you had this period of civil war, but in Kansas. Pro-slavery groups and free staters fighting and killing each other. John Brown, who was, rose to notoriety due to Bleeding Kansas.
Sure.
Was angry that abolitionists were pacifists. He didn't care to persuade anyone. He just straight walked up to slave owners and blasted them, just killed them. Killed 5, just walked up to people with his kids, started killing people. He did not care if anyone agreed with him or not. He said, I'm done. What ends up happening is this causes an escalation on the other side. So if your goal is to win for your cause because you're hoping a stable country will say, we voted for this and now this rule will be enacted, that's a terrible idea.
Right.
This Jane's Revenge stuff, the only thing I can see is the outcome is going to be the inverse of what they presumably want. People on the other side are going to counter it, but that will likely just lead to destabilization and more violence.
Yeah, I think. But the other issue is, right, if you're on the side, what media are you listening to and watching? If you're watching media that says, well, this is in reaction to, if that's the media you're hearing, then it sounds like it's almost reasonable. See, it's an attack on us, so we're being aggressive to defend against the bad people who are trying to hurt us. So I'm not sure that it actually turns their side off. If anything, it just makes us, to your point, it makes both sides dig in harder, and it hurts anyone in the middle, because now if I say, hey, stop the violence, the right goes to me, well, they're killing us. And the left goes, well, they're killing us.
Yep.
You're a bad guy. So now I don't hate one side or the other, so now I'm the bad guy too. It actually, what it winds up doing is stifling the calm person. The person says, can we all get along? That stifles that person.